moved by the sound of his voice, and seas that are shaken and stirred can be calmed and broken for my regard. And through it all, my eyes are on you. And through it all, it is well. And through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well with me. And far be it from me to not believe, even when my eyes can't see. And this mountain that's in front of me will be thrown into the midst of the sea. And through it all, my eyes are on you. And through it all, it is well. And through it all, my eyes are on you, and it is well. It is well. So let go, my soul, and trust.
and will still know his name. And through it all,
My eyes are on you.
and through it all, it is well. And through it all,
My eyes are on you. And it is well with me.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jen Mayer, and today I'm joined by Jenna Parks, and we are discussing the verse from Scripture, "Have no anxiety at all, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, make your request known to God," which comes from Philippians chapter 4, verse 6. And there's a lot of instruction in that, but one of the things that struck me when I read it is some of us are much better at praying when things are going well and kind of struggle when things get tough. And other people are really, their only go-to time in prayer is when things are tough. But I think all of us struggle in tough times to figure out how to pray with thanksgiving. So Jenna, glad that you could join us today. Can you tell us about a time when you found a reason to be thankful in your prayer, even though things were not going well?
Sure. About 3 years ago, my mom died. And although that was a very awful, terrible time in my life, I was ever so grateful for the gift of faith that she and my dad gave me.
How did that faith help you? Because no matter how you look at it, the last week of someone's life is never good.
I do have a full belief in our loving God waiting for us at the end of our time here on earth. And so I had full belief that my mom would be with him. And that was never questioned. And I was very grateful for that deep knowing in my soul of what was going to happen next, regardless of how bad things might be here on earth.
So sometimes in those really tough situations, we don't have any idea what we should pray for. So can you tell us a little bit of what or how you prayed that week? Because again, that's a tough week.
Yeah. One of the things that I prayed for, I was in charge of my mom's physical care that week. And what I prayed for was gentleness, that when it was time to actually touch her body, that I could slow down and be gentle and guide my sisters who also cared for her that week to be gentle. And I also prayed that when family members came to visit, that I would be able to humbly step out and give them the precious time that they so wanted and mom wanted to. And so I prayed for both of those things.
That's awesome. I can't help but imagine that there must have been a time when you wanted to just cry out to God, "Can you just make this stop?" Did you hit a point like that, and how did that go?
Absolutely, we wanted it to stop. Although it was only 5 days, it felt like a much longer time period. And her journey, the final journey, began on a Monday and ended on a Friday. But by Thursday, my sisters and I were exhausted, and we wanted it to end. So we came up with this great idea to go to St. Pius, and on Thursday mornings then, we had adoration, and so we all walked over to church, and we went in and knelt down and prayed together and asked God to end it. And then we got up and we walked back to my mom's house, and lo and behold, she was still here. She was still alive. But God's timing is not our timing. And by Friday night, our prayers were answered.
That's just an awesome amount of faith you brought to that. You know, there are people that I'm sure are watching this that are newer at prayer or may not have quite the depth of faith that you brought to that week. Would you have any advice as to, you know, when you're going through a really hard time, how to approach prayer?
Sure. And you're talking about people new to faith. I would say I would talk to God the same way you talk to a good friend, like I'm talking to you now. No special words, no long words, no religious words, unless they come to you naturally. But it should be, for me, it works best when it's a conversation and I'm just opening up my heart and my soul to God, saying, I need your help. And if you could just be with me and listen to me.
All right. Well, that one, it sounds like great advice. And two, I really appreciate you sharing that, because those are some of life's hardest moments when we say goodbye to our loved ones. So I know that's tough to share that with other people. So I really appreciate you doing that today. For those of you who are watching this, the question that we'd like to leave you with is, can you think of a time when you found a reason to be thankful, even though things were going pretty poorly?